Jesus. Good morning, everyone. Well, good evening by the time you're watching this. I am doing another trials competition. This time I've upped the game a little bit. I've actually entered the British Championships, and it's been many years since I've entered the British Champs, and yeah, I'm hoping I've still got at least a little bit of skill to at least compete against some of these guys. Now, the main reason why I've entered this event is, well, other than not clashing with anything, it's at one of my favourite ever riding spots, Shipley Glen. And if you've never been to Shipley Glen, it's where Jack Carthy, current world champion or multi-times world champion, trains a lot. Chris Akerig rides here a lot in a lot of his videos, and it was really close to where I grew up, so I used to come here most weekends. I've made a few changes to my bike to make it a little bit more like the competition bikes I used to ride, and I'll show you that in a second. Now, I'm a bit of an old school rider, and competitions are where I first started doing bike trials. And I started on a 26-inch bike with a saddle and stuff, and it wasn't actually too different from a modern day street trials bike. But to bring it old school, I've actually changed a couple of things I want to show you. Now, the first thing you'll notice, and this is something you don't see at all these days, is I've got a little tiny saddle on it. Now, back in the day, all trials bikes pretty much had seats other than a few 20-inch bikes, and rather than run a big heavy seat, it became the thing to run a BMX race saddle. Now, we did modify them. We cut around the edges to make them a little bit more low profile, but essentially it plugs up your seat tube hole and you can sit on it if you're careful. Saves a bunch of weight, and I'm actually really loving the old school feel of it. I've not seen anyone run a mini seat like this for probably over 15 years, so I think it's a really cool homage back to my youth riding competition trials. The other change I've made is a slightly longer stem. Now, I normally run a 90 by 35, and I think this is 100 or 110 by 30 or 25. I found it in the flat. I actually don't know what measurements are, but it's a little bit longer. Bar height's roughly the same as what I normally run, but a little bit extra length means that I'm not as cramped on the bike. It means I can get a little bit more leverage, so potentially some of the bigger moves, being on the back wheel, will be a little bit easier with a slightly longer stem. And then the only other change I've made is the usual thing I do for comps. I've put my knobblies on, I've got some Conti tyres. These are the soft compounds, super grippy on rocks, and stiff sidewalls, which means that when I land on an edge, I don't get bounced straight back off it, so they're pretty well damped. Let's go find these sections, find who is actually riding today. Maybe Ross McCarthy and some other guys from Tight Bikes are here, and see how well we do. Now, don't know whether I'm going to take it seriously today and do some strato dabs if need be, or just send it. It is the British Champs, so it'd be cool to get a good result, but at the same time, I just want to have fun. So let's see how we get on. Mr. Ross McCarthy, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
You feeling good today? Going for the win?
I've done my stretching. Not feeling too confident, but they're good sections, so I can't complain.
It's at Shipley Glen. You can never be unhappy here.
Yeah, true.
Right, who's going first?
I'll go.
Ross.
Well, when I dropped my front, I hit that rock there.
Oh, no kidding. Got it. That's a tough one. Okay, Ross, we've both had a bit of a poor start. Let's see if we can improve it.
2 5s. See how we can get on. It's a nice big strato dab to do down the bottom there, so we'll see how I get on with that. Thanks for observing. How's it going?
Yeah.
Charlie, could you put me that marker back down there?
Ah, Ross. This looks like a really hard section. Strato jab down there looks disgusting. And yes, I'm going to strato jab it. I feel ashamed. Ugh.
One minute 30.
Oh, you're kidding. Did not expect that.
Done. Well done. 15. 10 seconds left. Yeah, got it.
Definitely out of practice at the minute. That was hard work. Some really stupid mistakes in that, but got through it, so at least that's a bonus. Got another section here, just going to have a walk through. I'm hoping this one doesn't have quite as many big side ops in it, so let's take a look. Yeah, Ross. One thing this camera doesn't show is kind of how awkward and steep this actual hillside is. It looks really small and niggly on the camera, but you're actually on a bit of a slope, which makes it pretty hard. This gap to front's bigger than it looks as well. Nice, Ross. Smooth.
125.
Yeah, Ross.
10.
Ah, come on.
Go on, use it.
50.
What? There's some shapes there, Ross.
40.
Go on, last gate now.
30.
No.
I saw you looking at that.
Time, please.
19.
Oh. Nice. This is really horrible off-camera stuff, isn't it?
145. 135.
Yeah, right.
That's a bit better. Cheers.
Okay.
What was that, a clean alley?
Yeah.
That was a clean. That's the side of the scorecard we need to be. Sketchy.
So that's the wrong gate.
Where's?
Sec. Two's up there.
Christ, I never even saw that one. Really?
Yeah.
It's gone through the yellows.
Is it?
Yeah, backwards wrong.
Okay, I absolutely goosed this one up. Let's see if Ross can do any better. Trying to watch where I put my feet as well.
$130.
Nice. Oh, you're right. Oh man. Yeah, that is a horrible first gate. Sorry Ross, that's easier to knock out now I think. Go on. Yes. Oh. No.
Yes.
Right.
1 minute 27.
Oh no! All these gates are just so awkward. Go on, Ross. Ah, close.
32. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 7, 6. 3, 2, 1.
That's a shame.
I've got.
Got further than me at least. That is one lap done, and to be honest with you, I'm struggling. This is really hard. It is the British champs after all, but it's not necessarily the size of the moves. I'm definitely out of practice of riding off camber, awkward, bad side stuff, and there seems to be a lot of that here. Obviously there are a couple of big moves which I've struggled with as well, but it's mainly just the awkwardness which is catching me out. But I am here just for fun. I'm not seriously expecting to get a good result. I think it's really good to come to a comp and just hone some of the skills riding natural. I think a lot of street trials riders would really benefit from coming to a competition or just generally riding more natural, just to up their balance, get a bit more bike control, riding off camber stuff rather than 90-degree concrete and rails all the time. So yeah, even though I'm struggling, I'm still having fun, and you should definitely still get yourself to a competition. Ross and I are just about to start our second lap, so let's see if we can do this one just a little bit better.
Yes, Sam.
Just a bit where I get a dab on.
Bit of conker thinking. What? Conkers. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Nice. Pretty horrible, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, nicely done.
I can't see you, I can't see you.
What was that?
Well kept.
Ah, well kept. Fail.
10 for style, Gary, enough.
Just had to go for a wee jog, you know. Struggling with fitness, so need to go build up a bit.
When did you left? Yeah, well done.
There we go. I like this section. Yes. 45. Nice. Good work. That'll do.
Getting heavy conkers here.
I told you that rock could do that to me.
Slippy rock.
That's a Ross for you.
Ah, Ross. Thought I was on a downhill bike then. Hang on a minute, there's a sneaky one here. Nice, yeah.
Bertie left.
Is that where the mini saddles for?
10.
I think I'm going to faint. Ross. Ah. Right, Ross, last lap. How are you feeling?
First section of the last lap. Not too tired. Had something to eat, had something to drink. Not feeling confident though.
God, you got through this with 2 last time, get a 1 this time, you reckon?
Yeah, it was a scary dab on the second one, but we'll give it a go.
Send it. Oh, Ross, what's going on?
My knee.
Oh, knee. Dear me. It's completely stuck now. How do you even dab from this?
Second dab.
Oh, my foot's just in the worst place. Jesus Christ! All kinds of wrong on this one. I think that's the worst ride I've ever done. Thanks, observing. Don't give up the day job. Ah, Ross! Ah! Gutted. My paint job. Sneaky line. Oh, come on.
25 seconds left. 15 left.
Minute. 15. 10. 8.
Oh,
Cutting it close.
worst ride ever.
145.
Well help.
Oh, Ross. I'm afraid I still have to put that in the vlog.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have worked as well.
Yeah.
Nice. That's how it's meant to be done.
Out.
May I give it another try?
Yeah.
That'll do. Last section, Ross.
Yep, one more to go. This one's definitely my nemesis. First time I took a big diving header right over the bars, and then the second lap just in the first rock. Yeah, over the bars again.
Well, third time's the charm.
We'll see.
Yes. It's the way. Nice.
Trying to find a sweet spot.
You did it better. Right, tea time. That's the end of the day, and it's so good having him at home. Making a bit of soup for Ross, having a cup of tea, and then we've got some results and awards to go and potentially accept. How have you found the day, Ross?
Tiring, quite challenging. The sections weren't too long, but very technical.
Once the awards are done, had a bit of tea, a bit of food, be quite cool just to go and have a little bit of play before we get away. So yeah, need to see where we've come and then playtime.
Well done, guys.
How do you to enjoy yourself?
Cool, well done, boys. Okay, you. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Well done, boys.
These guys compete in China in a few weeks' time live, and it is awesome to watch when they're.
Whoa.
See?
So the day is done. Somehow managed to scrape a third place. I think just scraped it off Ross. You came fourth, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Ross came fourth, I came third. It's kind of a close one, but Ross came third overall in the British Champs, just overall, which is really, really good. So fair play with that.
Win it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, obviously the comp's done now. I've come back to basically this big thing here, which I really wanted to bunny tap up in the section, but this rock at the bottom here is getting in my way, so let's get rid of that and give this a proper try. Should make that a little bit easier. This is such a classic Shipley Glen line. I remember the Charles Kings doing this probably back in like 2000 or something. No. That's better. Ah, flash guards. That's better.
That'll do.
Not sure about the execution of the gap, but I'm happy with it up to front. Ross has just tried this a few times and the last one was pretty close, so send it. A slightly different start to take off than me, but what works for him works for him. Oh, close, dude. You've got that.
Thanks so.
Close. Oh, Jesus. What? That was scary.
That's what I was scared of doing.
I think we've got the opener to the video.
I think I'm too scared right now. Oh, I'm going to leave that.
You sure? Yo! That was sweet!
You can actually see where my back wheel gripped. Right in that wheel edge, just like you said.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
Cheers.
Scraped it, but I'll take that. I think that's probably going to have to be the end of the video. Got the battery light flashing, I'm knackered. I know you're knackered as well, Ross. It's getting dark. It's been... right, it's been an absolutely awesome day. Stoked to get third overall. Stoked for you, Ross, to get third in the British Champs, so that's brilliant. And yeah, hope you guys really enjoyed this one. Don't forget to follow Ross on social media, put the links down below. And yeah, as always, merch is available at aliclarkson.com. And yeah, if you feel like entering any competitions, I'll add some links down below. I highly recommend it, even if you're a street trials rider. It gets some brilliant skills, balance, endurance, and I highly recommend it. But until next week, guys, thanks for joining myself and Ross, and we'll catch you next time, so take care.